Third one, he didn't see where it went down, but I told him to go with the came up, he come out.
Let them go pretty easy.
Yeah, but I've been staying I've let him eat the world.
Keep the birds freezing.
Yeah, but it's cold now. They got it made
Go a little further, makes a circle on it.
I wish I could have shaved my own face. There's a little gate to a field before it's actually a dirt road with 4 gates.
I don't know much about that road. They scared the dogs.
Yeah.
And I'll send all that to you.
Dog collars.
If you want it, if you want to address it.
I will just be.
Which is weird, because
Seems like a little bit on the back. It's almost like overnight. I think that's right.
We will call the board meeting of the Lee County Board of Education to order. I will offer the invocation with me. Father, thank you for the time that we could share tonight to discuss the business of the school system. We thank you for your direction, for your guidance in the past, and we beg for that wisdom and discernment again as we carry forth in the meeting tonight. May we do what's best for the school system, for our students, for our parents, faculty, and staff, and above all else, may everything we say and do honor you. In Christ's name I pray. Amen. Amen. You have the agenda before you. We need to adopt the agenda. What is the pleasure of the board?
I would like to move that we add election of the vice chairman to the agenda.
Discussion action item number 4. Okay. You have a motion. Is there a second? All right. Any discussion? All those in favor of the amended agenda, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 5-0. The next item on the agenda is for Judge Gary to swear in our newest board members, Ms. Ford and Dr. Newell. I'll make you official in our next action. So, Your Honor, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, you want to start with Ms. Ford?
Okay. You're more than welcome to stand by, or if you'd like to somebody else take a picture.
I, Donna Ford, am a citizen of Lee County. employee.
Recipient of public funds for such an employee.
I do hereby solemnly swear
I do hereby solemnly swear
and affirm
and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of Georgia.
and the Constitution of Georgia.
I do further solemnly swear or affirm that I will truly faithfully discharge all the duties required of me as law and member of the Board of Education. You don't have to repeat this.
Yeah, I will.
And further swear or affirm that I am not a holder of any unaccounted for public funds due to the state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, and I'm not the holder of any office or trust under the government of the United States, nor of either of several states, nor of any foreign state, and that I'm otherwise qualified to said hold office according to the constitutional laws of Georgia, that I will support the Constitution of the United States and this state, and that I have met the resident requirements of this office, so help me God. So
I
help
do.
me God.
So help me God.
All right? And this is for Lee County, this is the loyalty oath, so you repeat after me, this is small, okay? All right, I, Donna Ford,
Donna Ford,
citizen of Lee County,
citizen of Lee County,
being employed at the Lee County School Board,
being employed by the Lee County School Board,
and the recipient of public funds
and the recipient of public funds
for services rendered
for services
as
rendered
such an employee,
as such an employee,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
and affirm
and affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
of the
Constitution
United States
of the United
and
States
the Constitution of Georgia.
and the Constitution of
So
Georgia.
help me God.
So help me God.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
This is what they sent from the Board of Elections. But you've got your paper copy, and you've also got a card in here that you carry with you. Mr. Bell, how are you? Right. Let me go get yours. These will be on file in the probate court, if y'all should ever need them. Okay. This is your loyalty oath to the county, this is your loyalty oath to the state of Georgia. Okay. Just stand up here so they can see you on the camera. Okay, we're gonna start with the big one first. Okay. I, Trey Newell,
I, Trey Newell,
citizen of Lee County,
citizen of Lee County,
and being an employee of the Lee County School Board,
being an unemployed of the Lee County State Board,
and the recipient of public
and
funds
the recipient of public
for
funds
services rendered as such employee,
for services rendered for such an employee,
do hereby solemnly swear or affirm
do here solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the
and
United
the
States
Constitution of Georgia.
and the Constitution of Georgia.
Okay, I'm gonna read this and when we get done with this, just say help me God, okay?
All right.
All right. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will truly and faithfully discharge all the duties required of me by the law and member of the Board of Education of Lee County to the best of my ability. I will further swear or affirm that I am not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due to the state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, and that I am not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, nor either of several states or of any foreign state. And I am otherwise qualified to hold office according to the constitutional laws of Georgia, and that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, and that I have met the residency requirements of me of this office, so help me God.
So help me God.
All right. This one lead. Okay. This is the loyalty oath for the county, okay? I, Trey Newell,
I, Trey Newell,
citizen of Lee County,
citizen of Lee County,
and being an employee of the school board,
and being an employee of the school board,
and the recipients of public
and
funds
the recipients of public funds
for services rendered
for services rendered
as such employee,
as such an employee,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
and affirm
and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution
and
of
the
the United States
Constitution of Georgia.
and the Constitution of Georgia.
So help me God.
So help me God.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. This is your certificate for Freeman and then your card to carry tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank y'all.
Thank you, John. Thank you for coming over and handling that for us tonight.
You don't want to, you want to send a copy of this to you? Would you do?
Thank you. On behalf of the board, I welcome our two new board members and look forward to productive years working together for the betterment of this county and the school system. Thank you so much for your service. The next item on our agenda is a presentation from Clifton Bush. Dr. Miller.
Mr. Clifton Bush is the Chief Operating Officer of the Albany Area Primary Health Care. We met this fall to discuss the possibility of having a school-based health clinic in Lee County. He's here to speak with you and answer any questions you may have. Mr. Bush?
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
Thank you for the inviting me in. Our school-based health center manager, she's new, so she's tagging along with me to.
She can come and join you with the speech if you like.
So she's learning. But just before I begin, I want to give you some background about our organization. Albany Area Primary Health Care, we are a federally qualified health center that cover a 9-county area. Currently we have clinics in 9 counties. We have 33 clinic sites that are located within 26 sites. And we provide a variety of services such as primary care, we have dental, we offer podiatry, we offer optometry, we have behavioral health. We also have a pharmacy that we just opened, and we also have an HIV program. And what we're here today to talk about is, of course, is school-based health centers. Currently we have 8 school-based health centers, which we have some in Dougherty County, Terrell County, Chris County, and Dooley County. And so we've been talking to Dr. Miller and his leadership team about expanding the school-based health center concept to this county. And basically what school-based health centers are is an actual clinic inside of a school. And so we actually have normally a doctor or a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant housed inside the school with 2 nurses is how we staff it. And we can take care of any issue that a regular clinic can take care of. So one of our clinics is Lee Medical Arts. And so anything we do at Lee Medical Arts, you can do inside that clinic, inside the school. Normally what we do is we take just a regular classroom and we turn it into a clinic. So normally there's about 2 or 3 exam rooms, there's a laboratory, there's a waiting area, and a front desk area for the students when they come into the clinic. We work key, the school nurse is very key to this program, so it's not to take away the school nurse, because what happens is if the child goes to the school nurse, then if it's out of their scope, so let's say something that they cannot take care of, but there's a doctor or a physician assistant that can take care of it, and that child does not have to go home, then they will refer them to us, and then we will take care of the issue, and the child's back in school, back in class learning. And so normally our visits within the clinic, most take about 20 to 30 minutes, and then the child is back in the class learning, rather than when my parents came and picked me up when I was in school for a 10 o'clock appointment and I went off campus, I would not go back to school. So it's helping to keep seat time, which is, helping to keep attendance very well. One of our clinics, I'll use an example, the one that Katie, she's also a certified medical assistant, Turner Elementary, which we have a clinic. They see about over 300 patient encounters a month at their site. Half of those kids, there's an acute sick, something's wrong with them. The other half are normally like child exams to get their immunization, etc. So you think 150, 300 kids, 150, if we wasn't there, they would have been taken off campus, probably would not come back, but we're keeping those kids in school, most of them, unless they just have the flu and they have to go, something like that. As far as other things, we do things outside of the school-based health center, such as, we try to tie it into education. So we do things such as like community gardens, teaching them about healthy eating. One of the things we're doing at one of the schools in Albany is they're gonna, they did a community garden, and then they're gonna set up like a stand to sell the crops to the teachers, the faculty and staff, to learn entrepreneurial skills and things of that nature. We do health fairs. We do also like the Go Noodle, working with the school nurses to do that and tying that into education, where the kids in the morning would do what's 10 times 1, and they do 10 jumping jacks, things like that. As far as billing for services, so we do have, that's one question we'll always ask. We do have, of course, doctors and physician assistants in the office. So if there is insurance, we do bill for, that's how we keep the clinic open, but we do not deny anyone that come to the clinic if they don't have insurance or they don't have any type of payment. They're still seen, etc. And normally, as a federally qualified health center, what happens is eventually we'll just write those off if it's never, those services out if they're never paid. To give you an example, we had a child in our dental clinic in Albany Middle School. The parent, gave permission for the child to be seen at the clinic, and we have to have a consent form on file. The parents don't actually have to be there, but we do call the parent before and after the appointment to let them know everything was done. Well, the parent would never return a sliding fee scale discount form, which is a program that we have as a federally qualified health center to give discounts on medical visits. And so we begged and begged the parent to return the form. The child had bad caries, teeth were just like rotten. And the parent would never return the form, so, you know, what I did is say, just do the services, and of course, we just wrote them off, because it's about taking care of the kids and the community, et cetera. I told you the staffing, normally, again, it's a doctor to a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant, either or, and there's 2 nurses in the clinic. And so it's normally 3 staff members that are in the clinic. Again, consent forms, that's one thing is, you know, from the faculty and staff and from your, we need support from the board. If this is something we all agree on that you would entertain within your school system, to have support from you, to make this a success. Without the support from the school board and the faculty and staff and the community, it would not be a success. So we need your support for it to be a success. To give you some success stories, we had one child in Chris County that was suspended just because they got off their medication, and the parents could not afford the medication because the child didn't have any insurance. So they went to our school-based health center in the Chris County Primary School to be seen. This child was an 18-year-old who was about to graduate. And was able to get their medication, which was $200 at the pharmacy they was trying to go to, at our pharmacy for $28. Due to the fact that, as a federally qualified health center, we're able to offer discounts on medications because of the nature of our organization. So that child now is back in school, and the parents were able, and then we also was able to help the child to get insurance through the health insurance marketplace. We got some licensed navigators within our organization. Just 2 more quick ones. We had a child that we did some vision screenings in the Dooley County school system and Chris County school system, and when we went to take the child their glasses, because they needed glasses, they actually started crying. So we thought, oh, you don't like your glasses? And it wasn't that. It was that the child said, I never knew there were lines on the blocks on these walls. And so it was just, this child may not have been doing well just because they never could see. And in Albany, when we opened our vision clinic, the first month we saw 208 students, 160 of them needed glasses. And so these kids never knew they could see. So we're just here to try to improve health outcomes, try to improve test scores. We are participating in a study with the National Institute of Health, comparing a school that doesn't have a school-based health center, which is Northside Elementary in Albany, comparing it to Turner Elementary, to see what's the difference if you have a health clinic versus not having a health clinic inside of the school. So I can entertain any questions. And again, at Doherty County, we did talk about, they do, that school system transports kids. So the entire school system in Doherty County has access to the school-based health, the nearest school-based health center. So we kind of compiled the schools into the closest school-based health center, and they provide transportation, so any of the kids in the school system have transportation to those sites. So that, to get, mention that to Dr. Miller, if that's something he's interested in, that we could do here as well.
Other than the facility cost, using a facility within our school plant, what is the cost to the school system?
Other than the facility, that's all, we take care of everything else. We take care of all the staff, we take care of all the supplies, anything else beyond that, we take care of it. IT, all that, we take care of everything else. There's no cost.
So you're basically saying the options could be either to have it at every school or to have it at a central location and bus students.
Correct. And that has worked very well. Katie can tell you, at the school that she was the medical assistant, you had 4 schools or 5 schools?
I had 4 or 5, including my school that I work at.
And so they bus the students over, and we have a very tight system where the kids, when they leave the school they're coming from, they have to be checked off. We have a sign-in sheet when they get to the school, sign-in sheet when they get back on the bus. Very, very tight system, and it works out very well. So we actually do that in Dooley County as well with the high school. They transfer the kids to the elementary and middle school.
And so you would be available every single day? Okay.
So the hours are normally, we do Monday through Friday, we do 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. on Fridays. And what we found out on Fridays, the reason we end at 2:30 is everybody's teachers are gone. So there's no one in the school on Fridays, so we were open at 4:30, but we found out 2:30 was best on Fridays. So those are our hours.
And you said before when we talked, this does not supplant their family doctor or their pediatrician that they normally see. This is not intended to replace the care provided by that.
That's correct. And so the parents, by signing up for the consent form, that gives the child permission, but we're not to take any patient from any other provider. What we're looking for are the kids that are not being seen anywhere. We have a lot of times, and Katie will tell you, when school starts for those kindergartners, there's a lot of them coming in. They haven't had their well shot exam, their ear, eye, and dental form completed. And what happens now is they can come right down to the clinic, get it done, so they can get on in class instead of being out of school 2 more days or another day because I don't have my immunization or such that to get in school. So yes, we're here, you know, if a child is sick, and like myself, I have a 2-year-old or 3-year-old now, he just turned 3. And so I take him to the school-based health center clinic, you know, about 3 times in the morning so I can be to work at 9 o'clock. So I get there at 7:30, I'm seen, and then he take him either my parents' house or to the babysitter, and I get to work at 9 o'clock. So
Athletic physicals and those kind of things.
we do those as well. We do lots of sports physicals. So you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so a lot of times we'll get with the coaches, with whatever sports come around, so like baseball's coming up now. So we try to get with the coaches, to get a list of the students that need physicals, that within our school or the surrounding schools that come to us, and then set up appointments for them to come in. They're welcome to do walk-ins as well, but they'll see the provider, get the physical form signed, we make a copy, give it to the coach or the parent, whoever's there. So.
Any other questions from the board?
If there was something that they needed to be referred to, who would you refer them to?
So, like a specialist. So anyone that's in the area, of course, you know, we have to look at their insurance, and depending on the insurance, you know, there's different specialists that accept different types of insurance. But it's the patient's, you know, the guardian's choice.
So nobody y'all are affiliated with? I mean,
No,
could
it's not. So if it's Dr. Dixon, who's our doctor in Albany, that we're not affiliated with, that's the parent, where the parent wants to go, that's where they go.
And you also would serve the adults, the employees of the school system, correct?
We will. So in the school-based health center, you can open it up as wide as you want. Now, we do not open ours up to the community because of security reasons.
Right.
But we do serve it in the other school systems, the faculty and staff, and their dependents. So they can bring their child. And we do the same with the students of the school. We will see their brother or sister, but the parent has to bring them. Or if they do not attend that school, or if they, you know, don't attend one of the schools where they can be transported. And we do see the mom and, you know, the dad on occasions. Like we have a child come in and symptoms of the flu, and the parent is there, and they say, well, I have those same symptoms, we're going to treat both of them.
And some of our bus drivers are here tonight, but you would even serve an employee of the system.
Yeah, for Terrell County and Dooley County, any employee of the school system, we also do the bus driver physicals for Terrell and Dooley County as well.
Is there a schools where you have a clinic at every school in the county, or you just do one central location?
If we could do all school, but we would like to do probably one central location and do the transportation. That would work very, very well in Dougherty County. You can talk to the superintendent there, and he'll tell you it works very, very well.
Any other questions? This is just a presentation tonight, and we'll have further discussions with the staff, and maybe bring some, I guess, operational agreements back and those kind of things. But I'm impressed with the program. We've seen it work in other systems, and I look forward to the further conversation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for being here. You have the minutes from the December 10th board meeting in your package and also on these nice new computers. What is the pleasure of the board as it relates to the approval of these minutes?
I move that we accept the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion about those minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, passes 5-0. You have the financial report from December as well in your package. What is the pleasure of the board?
I move that we accept the financial statements.
And second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion about the financial report? All those in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 5-0. You have the consent agenda before you. I believe there were some additions late this afternoon marked in red. Dr. Miller, is there anything you'd like to address on the consent agenda?
It's a lengthy agenda, but fairly routine for this time of year. 17 fundraisers, 17 recommendations, 2 reassignments, 7 resignations. You see 8 retirements, which is more than usual, but this time of year, that's beginning, when people are beginning to consider that for their future. And then there's 11 out-of-state or overnight field trip requests and 1 facility use request.
You have the consent agenda before you. What is the pleasure of the board?
I have a question.
Okay.
Dr. Miller?
Let's make the motion in a second and we'll come right back to that. What is the pleasure of the board?
I move that we accept the consent agenda.
Have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, yes, ma'am.
On the facilities, the use of school facilities, this particular form was not completed prior to sending it to the Board of Education. And I'm concerned about the custodians that something, that when it comes, that the form is actually completed so that we know that they're getting paid, for additional hours to go down and clean the restrooms at the football field. I'm not sure exactly, what's transpiring, but I do know, the facilities have to be open and they are used. And, the custodians know that you'll get 2 additional hours of pay or, that would be over and above the school time, that, they might want to do something like that. They might want to volunteer to go down and clean that, but it could be after school hours. I know the facilities, and that would be probably anywhere in the school system, facilities. There's got to be custodians, there has to be facilities managers or technical people that might need to go in and help with setting up projectors or the intercom system at the high school, but there needs to be people available to do that. And I just want to make sure that they're compensated over and above their regular duties.
Dr. Miller, just to address that question, how's that handled normally in these situations where it's not listed out on this form?
Well, if the custodian works overtime, we will compensate them or additional work for making sure the facilities are clean. And I'll speak to Mr. Rash about that, make sure that's carried through with. I believe that already occurs, but I'll verify that.
Is this the same as the Pop Warner thing?
No, ma'am, this is
It's
another
one.
These are student athletes.
Basically, all-star camp offering type of.
Well, they gain exposure to college coaches potentially, and this is very popular with all sports now, and typically they have to travel to someplace like Atlanta or Tallahassee or Columbus to participate, and so by hosting it here, we're able to provide our children that attend, Lee County children, a discounted opportunity to participate, but there'll be students from across Southwest Georgia, I'm sure.
And what age? Maybe I didn't read it.
These are high school athletes,
okay.
they're looking to play,
Okay.
in this particular case, it's college football, they're aspiring to do that.
lunch per weekend?
My child attended last year. It's a 2-hour event or less. A
Okay.
bunch of kids out on the field, timing them, doing some, it's very
Drills.
low key.
Yeah, kinda like the Major League Baseball teams used to go around and have tryouts. And this isn't a tryout, but it is an opportunity for them to get their name out there as well.
Okay.
That's
Any other discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor of the consent agenda, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Passes 5-0. Dr. Miller, your reports.
Today's meeting marks the beginning of what I hope will be a kind of a new approach to the superintendent reports. Certainly I will continue to share and update the board topics that are timely and relevant, but also want to have the opportunity to provide other employees or members of our school system to share with the board about anything that is important or that we need to know about. And to that end, I've asked our Director of Technology, Blair Johnson, to come tonight, and Blair is going to talk to us about two things: the technology you have in front of you, and then also our use of Assembly, which is a board management program that allows us to run the meetings. This is my notebook with the materials for tonight, and what we want to try to do when you have a stack of papers in front of you is transition to where we're making fewer copies and being more ecologically sound, but also cost efficient, and using our technology and this platform of Assembly to manage the board meetings. So I'm going to turn it over to Blair Johnson.
Hi. Just going to talk a little bit about our the new program we're going to use, the web-based program. As it's become evident, everything is on the web now, and being in a school system, we try not to be on the front end of that. We want to test things out, but we are now at a point where like he said, in order to save paper and also for the convenience of being able to see this information when you need to see it, and for the public to see it when they need to see it, we've changed to a new program. This is our existing board website, link off of our main website, but over on board meetings and policies, if you click there, we currently have it linked, the new Assembly page linked, and load. But that redirects to their site. This is what the public sees when they click on it. As you can see, we've got up here in the top, we've got our meetings. There's policies and more. If you click on meetings, there is the current meetings that have been loaded. This is what the public sees. This is the current meeting. It's got the, this is the agenda, but one of the nice things about Assembly is it has security built-ins where we have logins created for the board members. There's logins created for people that manage it. So if you go back a page or up, there you go. Up here in the top, you see the login in the top right. That is meant for the board. When you log in, you will see things that only you have privy, that you're privy to see. That means anything that needs to be voted on or looked at is for your eyes only. But you don't have to do that. So that shows our agenda for each meeting. After the meeting's been loaded up there, you will be able to see everything from the agenda, consent agenda, any minutes. And but with the login, that gives you access to things that only you can see, that you need to see until the time of the meeting or until the time it's made public. But that is driven, security driven by a login, and that is your email address and password. So that will help you have visibility to it 24 hours a day, and that will also allow the public to see it anytime they need to see it. And another thing that we did in order to do that was is the Microsoft Surface tablets that you see in front of you. These are these will allow you to gain access to that too. I put a shortcut on the desktop for Assembly, so you can get to that. And of course, you have questions about setting any of that up, then feel free to call Jennifer or myself, and we'll be glad to help you get set up on that. So.
And these are, if you can talk a little bit about tablets, if you watch an NFL football game and the guys run off the sideline, they hand them a tablet to look at the play. And this is the brand that they use. They advertise a lot during those games, but this has the capability of a keyboard, but also a tablet. And our administrators use these, our principals do, and it allows you to have a lot of functions of an iPad, but also the convenience of being able to type on a fairly normal size.
Right, this is a fully functional laptop, but the keyboard actually just separates, and you've got a tablet that rotates either way you can read sitting on the couch or whatever, but as soon as you go to want to produce or type anything, you can reconnect the keyboard, but it's got multiple functions as well as a stylus. So.
And we hope this will allow the board meetings to be more efficient. One of the nice things about Assembly is that it allows us to take our strategic plan for the system and lay that on the side of our board agenda to make sure that what we're doing is as a school system and your actions of the board are lined up with our goals and objectives. And we think this is going to provide a great deal of capability that we've not been able to tap before. And it's very common to be, this is used by school boards across the country, and Mr. Griffin serves on their Assembly board, I believe, and this is a company that's encouraged by our Georgia School Board Association, so I believe this is going to help us take a step forward in modernizing and updating how we do business as a school board and as a school system. I thank you for your introduction tonight, and we will also have a more in-depth. There are so many things to do with this. Ms. Good and I have been working on it, trying to figure it out. I have my minutes here tonight, and I can type my notes up for the meeting on this platform, which is what I use. It's very convenient, and you'll have that capability as well. So I think you're going to enjoy this once we kind of get used to it. So when we have our work session on January 28th, we'll do a little more in-depth training on the use of Assembly. Do y'all have any questions for Blair or myself regarding it?
Let me say this from the public's standpoint. The Georgia School Board Association is a non-profit association that all school boards in the state of Georgia are a member of. The Georgia School Board Association owns 100% of EBS, eBoard Solutions, which does business under the name of Assembly. Yes, I sit on the board, but it is a non-profit, non-paid position. Don't think anything about that. Okay.
And if you do have any questions, certainly contact Blair or Jennifer or myself, and we glad to try. I think you're going to like it once you get used to it, and it's going to help us move forward as a system.
Any other items in your reports?
No, sir. That's all I have for tonight.
All right. Move on to discussion and action items. The first item on the agenda is the request approval of the following new course at Lee County High School. It is a dramatic writing course.
Well, I'm going to call on our LCHS principal, Dr. Karen Hancock, and she can tell us about the new writing course.
And tell her I have to come to the front now. So, dramatic writing. In small print, it's film, television, and theater. Atlanta is becoming a mecca for the movie industry. And so the DOE is starting to put out a stream of courses that help prepare students that are entering that field as they graduate. The state of Georgia requires students to take 4 language art classes to graduate. 2 are very specific, 9th and 11th. The other 2, they let us look through the course catalog and find the ones that best fit our population. So we are asking for this course. We're gearing it towards our senior group. We already have a journalism class, students that are interested in in that area, take that class for senior lit. We have a broadcasting lit class that students can take. This one is geared specifically to that group of students. The course itself can be taught by a theater major, but it counts as theater credit, or like I said, that fourth lit. So we're getting kind of bang for our buck, 2 different classes credits.
Thank you.
Welcome.
What is the pleasure of the board?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion from the board? All those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 5-0. Second action item is permission to sell 2 buses that are listed in your package, and more description in the rest of the package. What is the pleasure of the board?
Move to approve the selling of the buses.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Passes 5-0. Dr. Miller, I'll let you address the third action item there.
We have a request for permission to provide a minibus to Flint Community Bank to take their junior board of directors to Atlanta to visit the Federal Reserve. The junior board of directors consist of high school students from our area. All of the local high schools have a representative, including Lee County High School, and this is a request they have to use our minibus to take that group to Atlanta. And we have fielded similar requests from 4-H and YMCA in years past. And I think this is something that I would recommend the board consider for approval.
I move we vote to approve the minibus to Flint Community Bank to take the student advisory board to Atlanta.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All costs will be paid by Flint Community Bank. Let's make sure they know that. All those in favor, and I will abstain, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Passes 4-0, opposition and 1 abstention to approve. Action item number 4, which we added, was the election of the vice chair for 2-year term, as our board policy requires. What is the pleasure of the board? We have a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Has she been vice chair for 2 years? And you can continue, is that what you're saying? Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, let me know by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Passes 5-0. Congratulations. Ms. May.
I didn't look myself.
Okay, 4-0, 1 abstention. We'll count it that way. All right.
Thank you.
Seeing none, no other items on the agenda, I will entertain the motion.
Can I say one word?
Certainly,
Because
ma'am.
I neglected to mention that we have some video cameras tonight to record what happened. You may have noticed that. And our hope is that we can, moving forward, some of the feedback we've gotten from the community is that sometimes it's hard for people to come to the meetings or to know what's going on, but they do have an interest in what happens in our school system. So our hope is that we can record the meetings and post them online so that any interested party could go and see what's going on in the Lee County school system. And our board members are all kind and gracious people who will welcome and entertain anybody's questions, but sometimes it's just good to have another level of transparency, and we hope to provide that for our community.
Thank you, Dr. Newell. All right. Dr. Newell, Ms. Ford, thank y'all. Hope it wasn't too rough on you the first night. You see how exciting our meetings can be. Yes, I will entertain that motion.
Move with adjourn.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion about that? All in favor, please rise and we will depart.